fishing. People, when you're in the mood, let's go fishing. Well, it's just me and you. Head on down to the fishing hole. Grab your hat, get your pole. Let's go fishing when you're in the mood.
Canadian Sport Fishing, brought to you in part by Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Ray Marine Electronics, Ray Marine, simply superior. Fast Fender, the easiest way to attach and adjust your fender. Easy Docker, docking made easy. This week, I'm so excited about our adventure. One of my favorite warm water fish to catch are northern pike. And I have gone for them from the Northwest Territories, Northern Ontario, all the way to Alaska. But this week, I'm going to be in beautiful Labrador. And I'm flying into Igloo Lake Lodge. Igloo Lake Lodge is world famous for its trophy brook trout. They get brook trout here up to 10 pounds. But today, I'm going to be going for pike. But I'm going to be fly fishing for them and using some mouse patterns. You talk about excitement, wait till you can see how they strike. We've been having a great time here at Igloo Lake Lodge in Labrador. We've been getting a lot of brook trout, some of them up to 7-8 pounds fly fishing. Now, because it's midday, the brook trout don't like to feed so much when it's really bright out. It's usually better, you know, in the morning up until noon and in the evening or late afternoon. So what we're doing is taking advantage of the conditions, and we've come into a section of the lake where there's more sand bottom, less rocks. And I'm going to be using something called a mouse pattern. My good friend, Pete Leduc, up near Sudbury, Ontario, tied these up for me on a very light wire hook. I'm using about a 30-pound test. This is a leader that's made for fly fishing. And 15-pound test tippet is on my main leader. And I'm going to be fly fishing the edge of these weeds, see if I can get some northerns. And I'm hoping to get some come up and get some really nice shots of the fish gulping the mouse pattern. Okay, here we go. Oh, what a hit. You know, this mouse that I had on almost looked like a ping pong ball on the surface. You know, this is amazing. On a fly rod, pike are easy to get, you know, using gear and casting lures. But I'll tell you, it's so exciting, especially topwater, using like a mouse pattern, a popper, darbler diver on the surface. And he's a decent size. I'm guessing he's about 7-8 pounds. So this is going to be interesting here. We want him to stay down. And there. Look it, isn't that a gorgeous northern? He wasn't going to get off. Look, a quick look, because I want to get him back in the water. Isn't he a brilliant fish? Here we go. Just going to extend him out. Didn't have him out too long. He should have lots of energy. They usually play a sleeper. They'll get their energy back like this and then usually get me soaked. This guy's no monster, so maybe he'll just swim away. Look at how gorgeous the colors are. Even in this water that's got lots of nutrients in it. What are you going to do, Mr. Pike? You gave me a noble fight. Do you have your energy back? Are you messing with me? There it goes. That's what they do. This guy nailed it. He actually scared me when he hit that hard, and I set the hook. I don't see my mouse, but I've got a wire leader on there, which is good. There's just something about getting him on a fly rod, you know. The biggest thrill is seeing the hit. And you know, this looks fishy down there. This is like a little bit of a creek or an opening, a little cut in the grass here. And we're only talking about 2-3 feet deep. And I found that fishing for northern pike in the middle of the day is actually very good because they're attracted to any cover like this, vegetation in shallow areas. Oh boy is right. Look it, you talk about great eyesight and timing. Look where that mouse is. I'm gonna try to hold him over the water. There, got it out. You know what? No damage, he's in good health. Look at how beautiful they are. Right here at Igloo Lake Lodge, they're so healthy. Just gonna slide him out a little bit. Let them revive a little bit. Look at, you can see the bottom just below them. It's only about 1.5 feet deep, but this is where they love to live, in this shallow water. So even for the pike, they have a lot of respect here at Igloo Lake Lodge. So they want to make sure that all the fish are released. None are taken even to have for shore lunch or anything like that. There's our friend Jim. That's what you call a flyby. Thanks, Jim. I didn't lose my hat. That's a good thing. Okay, I'm going to extend him back out. He should have his energy back. Hold him vertically. He's got good color. Play-by-play here. Beautiful bars. Commando colors to eat those fish. As soon as he keeps his balance, he's probably saying, what the heck happened there? There he goes. Gorgeous release. Igloo Lake Lodge is located about 45 minutes by air out of Happy Valley or Goose Bay, Labrador. Now in our case, we decided to drive from Ontario all the way to Labrador. And once we got to Happy Valley, we took a float plane into the lodge. One of my favorite people to fly in with is Jim Burton, who's an experienced float plane pilot, and he's also a very good guide. And we arrived at the lodge, everything was ready for us, and we headed out, and we had a combination of brook trout fishing and pike fishing. Oh, what a sneak. He didn't explode on it. He just shot out from those lily pads and grabbed it. You can see all over here. Look at this, looks like classic largemouth bass water, but we're in Labrador. So let's see here if I can get him close. And maybe that hook might fall out if I'm lucky. Come here. I don't want him to go into the lilies or under the boat. You know, these guys are so much fun to catch. They're not huge, but you can get like 40 inchers here at Igloo Lake Lodge. This guy shouldn't take much to take off. Look at nice, healthy fish. They live in harmony with the brook trout. They actually help keep the brook trout healthy. If there's brook trout that are sick or injured, these guys will be the cleanup crew. Oh, he's going out of my hand, and there he goes. Look at him swim, so camouflage. Now look, this mouse has caught a bunch of fish and is still in good shape. So that means it's a good tide. So Pete Leduc, you did a good job on it. Closed captioning is brought to you by K100. We make water burn. Look at the size of this fly. It's supposed to be a mouse pattern, but I think it's more like a rat pattern. So there's the size of my hand. Look at the size of this thing. Now this would be kind of challenging to cast, but you know what? If you use this fly here at Igloo Lake Lodge, you'd probably get a lot of pike on it. Man, this is so exciting, and what a way to spend the afternoon. You know, when really the trout bite is off, not really off, but it's not the best, is to hunt for these nice pike with a fly rod on these mouse patterns to get them to come up. This guy's getting heavy because of all the weeds on there. Look at, I'm gonna try grabbing with my hand again. There. What gets me is how good their eyesight is to hit these topwater flies. This guy is going to, I'm going to cut the wire. See where he is? Way down there. So there's no way I can get that. I mean, they've got such amazing aim. Look at gorgeous pike in their habitat with the weeds. Man, what a great hunter. He is so skilled to hit that mouse. So that thing will fall out of his mouth because the hook is very light wire. So it's just a steel hook. He's got tons of energy, so he'll be fine. But that's, instead of trying to pull a hook out that's way down in the gullet, just let it disintegrate and the fish will be fine. So he's, look at, he's ready to go. He's upright. He's got a beautiful home here in these weeds. Come on, there. There he goes. Igloo Lake Lodge is a wonderful lodge. It offers accommodations in cabins for people that want to be like in small groups or family or a couple. And there's also double rooms that are in the main lodge. One of the things that I like at the lodge is that they have nice wooden walkways that take you to where the boats are, the dock, and also to the main building and to the cabins. So even if it rains, because it does tend to rain in Labrador every once in a while, you can always stay dry and it's safe walking. The main lodge has a beautiful dining room and a lounge area. That's where we're staying on this week's shoot. They have a beautiful facility. I love their boats. They use these Gander Bay boats that can go into very shallow water. And sometimes when we're looking for fish, you know, a little bit more exotic than on the main lake, what we'll do is take the Gander Bay boats and we'll actually go up small creeks that lead into larger lakes. So they're ideal boats to go in shallow water and to fish out of. And when you're pike fishing, you want to get into shallow water because a lot of times some of the nicest pike are in water less than 4 feet deep. Hey, I can fight it in open water for a little bit till I bring it in here. Beautiful. Lots, yeah. This guy's got a little bit of attitude. Yeah. Oh, I see the hook, okay. Got the hook, got the mouse. Let me just hold it. Look at, isn't that a beautiful northern? He might fly out of my hands, but that's okay. This is so classic to get him in these heavy weeds. So don't go hitting those fake mice, okay? Look at, oh. Craig, the owner at Igloo Lake Lodge, actually builds the Gander Bay boats that they use here. They're made out of fiberglass, they're very comfortable. And the setup here, if you go fishing on the main lake, is usually a guide that's with you, and then maximum of 2 people in each boat. What I like about the boats is that they're almost 25 feet long, and they're very thin, and they're still very stable. So because they're thin, if he decides to anchor in a location, even though there's wind or there's current, the Gander Bay boats are so thin that there's no water resistance. So they stay anchored in the spot. Raymarine Electronics. Raymarine, simply superior. You know, it's nice that we're only about, I'm going to say, quarter kilometer, half a kilometer from Igloo Lake Lodge, just up in one of the bays. There's lots of areas like this on the lake where there's a little bit of this grass. It's not a thick weed, but it's enough weed that it attracts the northerns. It gives them some cover. So you can choose from fishing for trout early and late in the day, and then targeting these northerns on top using mouse patterns. I mean, you could use leech patterns, but I love seeing them come up to strike the mice. Look, you got to see this. Where do they get their training? Can you see that mouse? I've got the hook. Man, they got teeth. So you can hear the pliers just rubbing against the teeth. Wonderful fish to get on a fly. Just going to hold him in the weeds. I don't think he's worse for wear, as they say. You know, you see all these weeds on the surface. Down underneath, they've got lots of room to swim around. Beautiful. What a nice northern. You know, for fly casting for northern pike, I find that a 9-foot, 2-piece, 9-weight fly rod is ideal. That's what I'm holding up in my hand. It has a small reel, it's a medium reel, and it's got a drag system, so I can adjust the drag. You can see the drag knob right here. But most of the time, you know, when you're casting out, you'll hook a fish, and you'll be fighting the fish with the fly line in your fingers until it takes enough line out, and then you engage in the drag. So it's perfect for casting out these mouse patterns, like the ones I was using today, but also large streamers. Look at the streamer that I've got here. You can see that it's red and black, and it has like a plastic head. It's epoxy and big eyes. So this fly is about 4 inches long. So if you're not fishing on top with a mouse pattern, using a subsurface fly, like a streamer like this, works really well. I love northern pike because of their aggressive attitude. I mean, when you look at their body, it's like stealth, you know? Some of them call them like crocs or alligators. They have a flat snout, mouth that's studded with teeth. Their eyes are literally located on top of their head, and they can cross their eyes to form binocular vision. So one of their tactics for feeding is to ambush their prey. They sit in wait, sometimes near rocks or boulders or a break, and especially in and around weeds. And when something goes by that they want, they lunge out and grab it. It's hard not to get exciting. When you see the fish come out from the side and just smack that mouse, gators they call them, because they do have a teeth-filled mouth. I'm glad I didn't swallow that mouse deep. Beautiful. What are you going to do? Head shakes? I'm just amazed that they're actually, I keep saying that. You know, it's so peaceful here. We had that rain come through, and it cooled off a little bit. Now it's like, I'm going to say 80 degrees again. I just want to make sure this guy's calmed down before I try to grab him. It's so nice that you can alternate, you know, from one type of fishing to the other. And being so close to the lodge, we actually went in and had a coffee, you know, when we had the rain come down. Got a little energized, and now we're right here again. Ah, not ready yet. Come on, where are you? Full of vegetation. Okay, trying to just fix it. Not easy to hold when they've got so much energy. I got soaked that time. So I'm just squeezing on the gill plates. So I'm not hurting the fish. I'm nowhere near the actual gills. I'm nowhere near the eyes. That's a no-no. Just gonna get him back in the water and extend him out. I think he's gonna take off in no time. They're so wide. Man, look at it, I gotta clean all the salad off. One of the reasons why Igloo Lake Lodge has world-class fishing for both pike and especially big brook trout is because they have a catch and release policy only. So you're only allowed to use a single barbless hook, and you're only allowed to use flies. Trust me, you don't need to use lures. Flies work very well. For the northern pike, a lot of people will use large streamers or something called a Darlberg diver, which is a streamer that the front of it is made out of deer hair or caribou hair, and it actually floats, and you pull it along and it chugs, and it also dives below the surface and pops back up. I prefer to use a large mouse pattern because here in Labrador, there's a migration of lemmings annually. So even the trout learn to feed on what we call mice, but they're really lemmings. They look like our mouse, you know, back home. For pike, you make as much noise as possible. You slap the top of the water when you get close to those weeds, and you tug on that mouse so that it's making bubbles behind and in front and churning the water. When a pike senses it, they slash it so fast that you don't have time to even set the hook. You just have a fish on. Very exciting stuff. Rod Runner Canada, grab and go fishing. When it comes to fly fishing for pike, I would say that probably the most popular fly is called the Darlberg diver. And this is variations of the Darlberg diver. These are tied on stainless steel hooks, and they still have the barbs. Here at Igloo Lake Lodge, you would have to pinch the barb if you're going to use these. So they're a combination of a little bit of rabbit fur on the actual fly, and then also some deer hair at the front. So the rabbit fur falls down and works underwater. The deer hair works right on the surface, so you can pop it. Now notice that these flies have a monofilament weed guard. There's 2 pieces of monofilament on either side of the hook. So when you're pulling this over weeds, there's no way that the weeds are going to get caught on the hook, but when a pike goes to grab it, it collapses down. You know, one of the things that I really enjoy at Igloo Lake Lodge are the meals. The chef that they have now, her name is Rose, and she makes amazing meals, you know. They're usually really hearty meals because when you're out on the water, I don't know what it is, but you really build up an appetite. Breakfasts are nice and fresh every morning. You actually fill out on a list what you'd like to have for breakfast the night before, and it's served hot and ready for you. Coffee is always available. I love their dinners because they're usually really good dinners, steak or ham or pork, and you know, like that. And they also serve salmon and char. So even though you're not allowed to retain any fish from the lake or kill any fish in Igloo Lake, they do bring in fresh fish that are caught commercially and then sold and served to the customers. The desserts are amazing, so you have to leave room every time. So not only is the fishing good, but you eat really well when you're at Igloo Lake Lodge. That pike came out about 5-6 feet out of the weeds and just nailed that mouse. Look at that mouse is just in the snout. I set the hook so fast he didn't get a chance to inhale it. Boy, these things are great sport. He's actually hooked perfect for live release. Look at, he's hooked right there. Just went through the snout, hook fell out. Pretty fish. Pike fishing in the rain now. You know, when you're here in Labrador, you got to be ready for all kinds of conditions. 80, 90 degrees, or rain, cold fronts moving in. Look at, doesn't he look beautiful? He doesn't mind the rain, so neither will I. Oh, what a nice release. Igloo Lake Lodge is a great place, not just for advanced anglers. If you've never fly fished before, this is a great place to come and learn how to fly fish. Probably in 1 hour, you'll hook a nice brook trout anywhere from 3 to 5 pounds. If you go for pike, the pike will average 7, 8 pounds, and you've got a good chance of getting one over 15 pounds. So it's a kind of place where the guides know how to take you in spots, if you're just learning, where you don't have to make long casts. They teach you how to strip the flies in and the presentation to use. And also at the lodge, they have a full selection of flies, everything from dry flying nymphs, streamers, anything that you need. So this is a great place whether you're trying to set a new world record and getting a brook trout over 10 pounds, or you want to come as a couple or a family, or even bring the kids so they can have an amazing outdoor experience. It's all here at Igloo Lake Lodge. Oh, man, okay, he's coming in the right direction. Get away from the boat. Oh, nice northern. Oh, boy, what a gorgeous fish. I'm trying to steer this fish because I know he's not done yet. I'm going to try grabbing him. You know what? Maybe I won't try grabbing him. You know what? I'm going to keep this net here. I'm going to try to work as fast as I can. I love these long nets. It's almost like a cradle. So I could have grabbed him. Oh, man. If I don't see that mouse, I'm going to cut my leader. You know what? I don't want to hurt this guy, and I don't have my, obviously, my scissors. See if I can just grab the mouse. Part of the issue is trying to keep his mouth open. So let's use the net. This is the Italian mouse spreader right here. Yeah, I'm going to use the net, actually, so you can see him. Look how nice and long he is. Isn't that a gorgeous fish? Look, from the tip of his snout all the way down his body to where my hand is. Look at the beautiful pictures and just the nice spots and the detail. So I'm going to move the net out of the way, and I'm going to hold him vertically. He's so camouflage. What a stealth predator. Perfect. I feel his strength, and I'm gonna slowly let go. Look at, gorgeous. You enjoy eating those real mice, okay? Perfect. Canadian sport fishing, brought to you in part by Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Crown, protect, maintain, save. Ray Marine Electronics, Ray Marine, simply superior. Fast Fender, the easiest way to attach and adjust your fender. Easy Docker, docking made easy. I didn't get a chance to reel my line into my reel. Oh, what a head shakes. He doesn't like that fly. I got my pliers right here, which is good. Okay. Let me grab you.